There's more reaction to the story everyone's talking about. The CEO caught on kiss cam at a Coldplay concert, snuggling with his head of human resources.
Sometimes you do stuff and you think you're gonna just go have a good time. And then suddenly, your behind is...
Disgraced Silicon Valley tech mogul Andy Byron just broke down after receiving a $50 million in divorce papers from his wife of 19 years. And now it's not just the dissolution papers, it's what she said in front of their children. Within minutes, Byron had walked out of his office mid-call, his phone still buzzing. His HR manager was trailing behind him in silence while his wife's legal team was already at the mansion across town. This isn't a scandal anymore. It's a slow-motion collapse happening all because of one careless night. But how did it get here? And why are insiders saying this divorce was planned years ago?
I think cheating is an abomination, okay? And this man has a wife, he has children, these kids are gonna have to watch and see this. They don't look, I would be devastated if I was his wife.
You do have to think about the children and the spouses. We're all laughing about it, but they're all families and stuff.
The incident at the Coldplay concert wasn't the beginning. The truth is, that kiss cam moment was just a crack in the glass, just the part the world happened to catch on tape. The real damage had begun long before Andy ever took Kristen to that concert.
Woman who shot that now infamous Coldplay kiss cam that caught two executives apparently cheating is speaking out to Inside Edition. 28-year-old Grace Springer was at the concert at the Gillette Stadium in Boston and captured the moment that has now been viewed 53 million times.
I could have never guessed that it would be such high-profile individuals in the video. I do feel sorry for their partners and spouses that they had to find out this way.
Do you think if they had not tried to hide, Coldplay would have moved on?
100%. I think if they acted natural, no one would have thought twice. What a cute couple. I mean, I'm sure people in their inner circle might have caught something, but I definitely wouldn't have posted that video if the reaction wasn't the way that it was.
Ever wondered why his wife didn't waste a second filing for divorce? She didn't ask for explanations because she didn't need them. By the time Andy Byron returned home that night, she had already made her decision. No arguments, no ultimatums, just cold, clinical paperwork and a signature line she knew he'd recognize.
I mean, why do you think this has hit people as hard as it has?
I think it's the ubiquity of cameras now. You know, everything can be caught on camera. There really is no legally expectation of privacy in a public forum like that. But I think it's the combination of the lack of privacy, all the cameras are around, and the fact that on social media, everything gets amplified. I mean, there was a concert goer that took the video, had a very small following on social media. It's been seen 77 million times. Yeah. 77
and I've seen
million
it,
times.
I'm 7 million of those.
Yes,
77.
right,
I mean,
right.
I cannot
right?
stop.
Yeah.
Reports say Andy went to work the next day like it was any other Tuesday. Except it wasn't. Everyone noticed he wasn't wearing his usual cufflinks. His coffee was untouched. And when the team dialed into the quarterly Zoom briefing, the energy was off before he even opened his mouth. He started strong, revenue metrics, growth forecasts, but then it happened. Mid-sentence he stopped. Not like a man pausing to think, but like someone trying not to fall apart. His eyes flicked off screen. His voice cracked. For a second it looked like he might cry. Then came a rushed excuse about needing to follow up offline, and the CEO of a billion-dollar cybersecurity empire simply logged off.
But the bigger thing people aren't talking about is how a CEO of a company should never be dating the head of HR. They are literally there to... I mean, beyond the affair, these are the people that's supposed to implement company policy. There's a power dynamic. There's a question of like
sometimes
ethics.
You can't help who you want to get on.
Oh no!
Sometimes you just
the
can't
head of HR.
It's also
because she's not the head of HR in the bed.
But
someone's got to be.
She is the company police. She's supposed
Girl,
to be
I
telling
was
people
gonna
what
say
to do,
something,
what
but
not
I'm
to
gonna
do.
keep it to myself.
As crazy as that sounds, that wasn't even the worst part. By the next morning, his assistant showed up to an office that looked like a crime scene. All the family photos? Gone. Trophies from keynote speeches and press features? What? Not a single trace of the man who, just a week ago, was being called Silicon Valley's most trusted titan. No memo. No email. Just a ghost and a calendar that said, out indefinitely. Then came the leak. Within hours, a sealed divorce filing somehow landed in the inbox of a mid-tier tech gossip blog. Nobody knew who sent it, but everyone knew what it meant. Andy Byron's wife of 19 years had filed for divorce, and she wasn't pulling punches. The lawsuit named $50 million in disputed assets, 2 minor children under custodial protection, and one damning phrase that set the internet on fire: irreconcilable betrayal.
Prevalence of cameras, anytime you're in a concert venue or a game, there are jumbotrons. Like, you're watching the whole game and the updates and the things they do. So, like, know where you're standing. I think the kind of fire...
It may not have gotten out if a concert goer wasn't videotaping.
Well,
with
no,
a
honestly, if
camera.
they hadn't reacted the way they did,
No
it
one
almost
would care.
I think the reason people are keen to jump on this is infidelity is as old as time itself. And I think there's a part of people that they're looking at these two individuals and obviously not wanting the damning part for the family. Because I do say, you know, my heart goes out to the children and the partners of these people who are having to watch this.
And if you thought that was dramatic, it gets even crazier. Byron had been served at home, in front of the kids. And according to someone close to the family, the serving didn't go quietly. His daughter, 16, honor roll student, quiet, was apparently the one who handed him the envelope. And she said just one thing. One question he couldn't answer. And that wasn't all. Reddit forums lit up. Old employees posted vague references to an internal audit that never saw daylight. Meanwhile, his wife wiped her Instagram clean, every photo of him gone. Her bio used to read "CO Mom." Now it said just 2 words, "Just me." Behind the scenes, she was already working with a celebrity divorce lawyer known for taking down billionaires.
Head of something in bed.
But listen, it's a classic example. Well, I think it's part that Chris Martin just clocked that so perfectly. Like, talk about, I don't even think he knew what he was doing, but that quick, he's like, you're either shy or having an affair.
Yeah.
Perfect. Their reaction, I think if they just paused, it may not have even gotten back to their loved ones. But this like dive bombing out of the shot, it's the whole like the cover up ends up being as bad as the crime.
But here's where things really take a turn. Her legal team released a statement that sent shockwaves through both corporate and tabloid media. It seems this is not merely a personal separation. This is the uncovering of a long-managed image. There are financial irregularities, and there are enablers inside his own company who helped him keep things hidden. When fielding questions, workplace insiders had this to say.
Scoozy.
This requires, to me, not 1, but 2 resignations.
Exactly, because not long after that, 2 board members resigned within 72 hours. No press conference. No comment. Just personal reasons listed in a short LinkedIn post. But what really got people talking was that neither denied any involvement. And neither defended Andy. Behind closed doors, whispers turned into murmurs. Then into full-blown allegations. Secret payouts. Deleted emails. An alleged burner phone.
The time weighed in on it because people love to be mad when people are caught cheating. We just relate to it. It's just something that like brings society together. And finally, I do think that it involves a CEO and HR professional. Like the definition of her job is to be like, by the way, don't do workplace romance. Like that's one of her top things she's charged with. And he should be the main person knowing better than to date a subordinate.
Look, this really has captured, I mean, it takes so much for me to not be, you know, consumed by news. But this has captured my imagination so much. I have been watching it like if it was porn, over and over and over again. I also think it's, you know, it's the power of so.
And the scariest part? Rumors have it that his wife had been quietly collecting evidence for years. Screenshots, wire transfers, private conversations, just waiting for the right moment to strike. And she picked it perfectly. It all came back to that one Zoom call. Because insiders now claim that right before Andy froze, his daughter had walked in holding the envelope. The look on his face wasn't confusion. That was panic. So, maybe even guilt. But if she was the one who saw the documents, what else did she see? How long had she known? And more importantly, how long had his wife been watching everything unfold, quietly building her case while smiling for the cameras? These questions don't have answers yet. But what we've seen so far is just the beginning. It gets much worse. And when you put all of that into perspective, it makes sense for everything to unravel that fateful night, right in the middle of a Coldplay concert on July 16, 2025. Chris Martin was leading the crowd at Gillette Stadium through Fix You when the giant screen flicked to a VIP box. Suddenly, the stadium lights illuminated the CEO leaning in toward Kristen Cabot, his chief people officer. They hugged, they touched, and Chris Martin couldn't resist saying, either they're having an affair, or they're just very shy. Who knew he was damn right? The crowd roared. Phones flashed. Within seconds, the moment was etched in meme history.
Continue to expand globally.
Andy Byron, CEO of a billion-dollar AI company, and Kristen Cabot, his head of human resources, were seen shrinking in panic at the concert. He's married with teenage children. Kristen Cabot has been divorced for 3 years. She was hired just 8 months ago. And now that 15 seconds of video is having a devastating impact on both of their lives.
That photo broke the internet immediately, and that wasn't even the worst part. What followed next made the night unforgettable. Byron and Cabot panicked. They dove behind their hands, ducked from view, and scrambled into obscurity. Some witnesses say Byron muttered, "Hey hell, it's me," before dropping to the floor. Cabot whispered, "This is awkward," and shielded her face. The seamless professionalism dissolved in real time. It felt like tabloid theater, but much worse. Those seats weren't personal. They were billed to client entertainment, a corporate perk, an investor relations write-off. Think about the fact that that night may have been paid for with other people's money. What makes all this harder to stomach is how Byron's wife disappeared long before the headlines. First, she deleted her Instagram bio referencing him. Then she erased over 200 family photos, vacations, anniversaries, even birthday posts. By the time the kiss cam video surfaced, Byron's name was gone from her profile entirely. That wasn't social erasure, it looked like a pre-planned exit strategy. But it might just be speculation, who knows? Could there be an iota of truth in it? What do you think? Let us know in the comments as we hit the most tragic part of this scandal. Inside Astronomer, rumors had swirled quietly. The family was supposedly to attend the concert together. Front row seats for the kids were promised, until by morning only Byron and Cabot appeared. Friends later said the wife had started gathering evidence, recording conversations about bizarre travel charges, odd reimbursements, and flights that didn't add up, all as if she knew what was coming.
Oh, look at these two.
Parodies and memes are flooding social media.
Oh, look at these two.
The viral clip ignited so much chaos, some people even placed bets over whether employee smugness or divorce drama would be next. Suddenly, complaints about workplace culture, dating back to 2018, resurfaced. Claims about favoritism, pumped promotions, and patriotic mishandlings erupted along with the humor. Astronomer's board responded overnight. Byron and Cabot were placed on leave. A formal investigation began. 3 days later, Byron resigned. Pete DeJoy stepped in as interim CEO.
Now to new fallout this morning from the concert kiss cam that went viral. The woman in the video resigning. Rhiannon Alley is here with more. Good morning.
Good morning. You've seen this video, right?
1,000 times.
Yes, I think everyone has seen it. It was the kiss cam video seen around the world. It has now cost the two people on it their jobs. Kristen Cabot resigning from her position as head of human resources for Astronomer a week after she was caught cuddling on camera with her boss at a Coldplay concert.
Cabot's employment status is still undisclosed, though she too has reportedly vanished from the public eye. It's easy to run, but where's she gonna hide? Especially now that the deeper damage has surfaced.
Technology company Astronomer has announced that its CEO, Andy Byron, seen here, as you saw, embracing a woman who is not his wife, has resigned from the company. The company's board of directors accepted that resignation today, saying that it will begin the search for a replacement. In a statement released on the company's LinkedIn page, it says this, that Astronomer is committed to the values and culture that have guided us since our founding. Our leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability, and recently that standard was not met.
Leaked expense logs revealed questionable purchases. Flights labeled wellness retreats, spa weekends, client dinners with no names listed. Cabot's executive card showed thousands in unclear reimbursements. Alarm bells rang, even the finance team was stunned. The suggestion was company funds used to subsidize their relationship.
I got so many questions. Where did he think he was going when he dropped down to the...
Like, what was the drop down about?
What was that about? And, you know, that seems like you don't really care who's at the concert, because people from your job could have been there, all kinds of stuff. But he is now the former CEO of data company Astronomer. His name is Andy Byron. He tendered his resignation. The company's board of directors is also having a formal investigation into this. And then Coldplay frontman Chris Martin stated, and warning concert goers, they could be on camera.
Company employees have begun pouring tips into federal regulators' inboxes. Allegations of misuse of investor money. Breach of fiduciary duty. It wasn't about infidelity anymore. It had morphed into potential legal violations tied to company conduct and governance. But it gets more interesting from here. Astronomer's silence was deafening. Fake apology letters, purporting to quote Chris Martin, went viral. Hoaxes claimed Coldplay would ditch their kiss cam for good. Lies spread faster than denials could. Amid the chaos, Gwyneth Paltrow was hired as a temporary spokesperson to help pivot the narrative, a PR reset with comedic flair.
Andy Byron, seen in that video as well, stepped down as CEO of the company a few days ago. Both are married to other people. The video of them trying to hide their faces when they realized they were on camera went viral pretty immediately. And so did versions mocking the moment, such as the Philly fanatic getting caught there on the kiss cam with another mascot during a recent Phillies game. You see, turning away from the camera, just like the former CEO and the head of HR. And despite pretty intense public interest and scrutiny, neither Cabot nor Byron have spoken publicly about this incident, but it just doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
No. Meanwhile, investors reeled. Funding rounds were paused. 2 board members quietly resigned, leaving internal messages about launching a full forensic audit. Culture once celebrated as transparent was now seen as fragile and possibly compromised by leadership. Former employees who once bragged about their startup's tight-knit trust now muttered in group chats. One wrote, "We defended him through layoffs, market crashes, pivot after pivot. But what broke us wasn't a product failure. It was betrayal at the top." Many feel the integrity of the company has been shattered more deeply than any stock plunge could cut. So, was this financed by startup capital? How deep did the misuse go? What exactly did the wife collect before it all exploded? They thought the scandal would end with a resignation and a lawsuit. But it didn't. Not even close. What happened next wasn't about business, it was about the family at the center of it.
Okay. Byron's wife isn't laughing. She's scrubbed her social media.
The kids. 2 teenagers suddenly found themselves thrust into headlines, boardroom whispers, and courtroom logic. One leaked court filing suggests they may soon be asked to testify. The daughter, sources say, has stopped speaking to her father altogether. And that isn't speculation. That is real. That wasn't even the worst part. In private circles it said that the younger boy still visits Byron, only with supervised oversight and under strict terms. A child therapist now attends each weekend. The goal, according to friends, is to keep him connected without emotional harm. Meanwhile, a text message allegedly from the daughter was leaked to the press. "He lied to all of us. Even Mom." The betrayal cut deeper than finance or fame. It fractured trust. Then came the company. One respected investor made a public statement, "This is no longer about leadership, it's about character." That comment hit hard. Shares dropped 12% overnight. Yet if you thought that was a private hit, it wasn't. Because Byron's children are now legal proxies whether they like it or not. Custodial decisions hinge on public testimony, emotional diagnostics, therapist reports. Meanwhile, forensic accountants are digging into asset movements. Byron's private offshore accounts are reportedly under legal scrutiny. And sources inside the family say his brother, once his closest ally, suddenly cut communication after an emergency family meeting. No one knows why. This isn't just a divorce. It's a systemic implosion, a downfall of trust, legacy, and perception. The court battle may be the headline, but the deeper damage may already have happened. The daughter hasn't returned to school. The wife's team is demanding a full forensic audit. Multiple subpoenas have reportedly been served behind closed doors.
I'm interested in, but I don't know what this is. I don't know if he was happily married, she was happily. I don't know any of that.
Yeah.
But I do know that if you don't want people to know what you're doing, don't take them to concerts.
Yeah. 60,000 people.
That was weird. You know, because you don't know who else is in this giant stadium of people.
Yeah.
If you're doing that and you don't want people to know, what the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just too dumb. So you got what you got inadvertently what you might have been looking for.
Yeah.
Which was you're out.
Good point.
But who can?
The story is far from over. And the big drop? Andy Byron hasn't been seen in public for weeks, forcing many to face this very distressing question. When the truth comes out, will he lose just his company or his legacy as a father?